I once heard Socrates expressing views about friendship which I thought would be extremely helpful to anyone in the acquisition and treatment of friends. He said that although he often heard it stated that a good and sure friend was the best of all possessions, he noted that most people gave their attention to anything rather than the acquisition of friends. He saw that they took pains to acquire houses and lands and slaves and cattle and furniture, and tried to preserve what they had, but in the case of a friend whom, according to them, was the greatest blessing, most of them never considered either how to acquire one or how to retain those that they had. Indeed, he noticed, he said, that some people, when their friends and servants were ill, called in the doctor and scrupulously made all the other provisions for their servants, but neglected their friends, and that when friends and servants died, they grieved over their servants and felt a sense of loss, but in the case of their friends considered that they were none the worse, and that they allowed none of their possessions to lack attention and supervision, but neglected their friends when they needed care. Further, besides all this, he noticed, he said, that most people knew the quantity of their possessions, even if they were very numerous, but as for their friends, few as they were, they not only did not know how many they had, but when they tried to furnish an inventory in answer to inquiry, they revised their opinion of those whom they had previously reckoned as friends, which showed how much they thought about friends. Yet, if we compare a good friend with any other possession, it must be obvious that a friend is far superior. What horse or vehicle is as valuable as a staunch friend? What slave is as loyal and trusty? What other possession is so thoroughly useful? A good friend sets himself to supply all his friend's deficiencies, whether of private property or public service. If it is not required to do someone a good turn, he lends vigorous support. If some fear is causing anxiety, he comes to the rescue. As the occasion demands, he shares expense, joins in action, helps to persuade or uses compulsion. He is equally effective in cheering on the successful and raising up those who stumble. A friend is just as much a benefactor to a man as are the hands that work for him, the ears that hear for him, and the feet which carry him. Often one friend supplies for another something which that other has failed to do or see or hear or carry out himself. And yet although some people try to cultivate trees for the sake of their fruit, most are indolent and negligent in taking care of the most productive of all possessions, what we call a friend.